Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Dear student, Assalamu alaikum. Your teacher, Amjad Shahzad. Grade 4, Pakistan International School, Taif. Subject, Social Studies. Lecture number 2, Unit 1, Geography. Lesson number 1, The Earth in Space. Teacher, Amjad Shahzad. Let's start our second portion of that chapter, Geography. Solstice and Equinox. Dear student, just understand what does it mean, solstice. Solstice, it's a compound word. Sols means sun and stit mean stop or stationary. I hope you understood this word. I repeat, sols mean the sun and stit mean stop or stationary. Let's begin that one. In the northern hemisphere, the sun reaches its highest point in the sky at midsummer, i.e. means, for example, 21st June, and its lowest point at midwinter, for example, 22nd of the December. Therefore, 21st June is the longest day of the year, and 22nd December is the shortest day of the year. Each of the times is called the solstice. This process is the opposite in the southern hemisphere, where the longest day is on 22nd December and the longest night on 21st June. Down here, just understand, then I will explain this one. Spring and autumn, equinox. The word equinox is made up of two Latin words. Latin language is spoken in South American country. Equi means equal and nox means night. The length of day and night are equal on this day of the year. The spring equinox, for example, we have 21st March, marks the beginning of spring in the northern hemisphere and autumn in the southern hemisphere. On 23rd September, too, day and night are of equal length. This day, called the autumn equinox, marks the beginning of autumn in the northern hemisphere and of spring in the southern hemisphere. Just look at that one. Solstice and equinox. This shape seems to be opposite whatever we have the shape on the book. First one, we start from the summer solstice. From the summer solstice, you can see here, when the sun faces more towards the earth, on northern hemisphere, over here we have longer days. Like the day, as I earlier mentioned, 21st June is the longest day of the year. Why we have got the more face of the sun towards the earth on the northern hemisphere in summer solstice. And the second one, we have winter solstice, and we have the longest day, 22nd December, shortest day, 22nd December, from southern hemisphere in winter solstice. Over here, up over here, we have spring equinox, 21st of March, and down autumn equinox, 23rd of September. In these two things, equinox, we have the same day and night, and that day and night we have the same hour, 12th hour each, 12th hour each, equal day and night. This one Arctic Circle, from Arctic Circle, northern hemisphere, and that one from the winter solstice we have on the earth, Arctic Circle. Darkness prevails over here, and this one daylight, Antarctic Circle. Over here, Arctic Circle, we have more faces. The sun has more faces towards the earth, that is called daylight, and down Antarctic Circle we have darkness. It has two parts, as you know how to make how to cause this day and night. Over here you can easily see that one, summer solstice and the winter solstice. Spring equinox and autumn equinox. While we have finished our first chapter, we have a question answer over here down. You can see that ones. I will make to understand you. Here we have 5 questions with answer. The earth in space. First question is this one. Describe the shape of the earth. What is this shape called? As I earlier mentioned you, just see the answer. The earth is like a huge ball. We call this shape a sphere. It is not quite round, but it is flattened at the north and south poles. Question number 2, explain the difference between rotation and revolution. The Earth's movement from the west to east on its axis is called rotation. The Earth's movement around the sun is called revolution. How are the seasons caused? You know, in Pakistan we have 4 seasons: spring, autumn, summer, winter. How do they make? How do they cause? Like this one, seasons are caused by the revolution of the earth around the sun. And as you know, it takes 365 days, a full year, and it causes season. Question number 4, where on the earth's surface is the sun hottest throughout the year? Places that are close to the equator. You know equator? The middle, an imaginary middle line on the earth, around the earth. We cannot see that once, but to study the earth, we have these imaginary lines. Places that are close to the equator are hot throughout the year, like Middle East, Southeast Asia, Africa. These sort of places are on the equator. That is called, their climates are very hot throughout the year. Question number 5, explain what is meant by the terms solstice and equinox. I earlier mentioned this one, just to understand that one again. Solstice, sols means sun, and tit means stop or stationary. It is literary meanings. Now understand this one. Each of the two times in the year, at midsummer and midwinter, when the sun reaches the highest and lowest point in the sky, marked by the longest and the shortest day. On 21st June and 21st December. 21st June is the hottest. It's the hottest and the longest day of the year, and 21st December is the shortest day of the year. Equinox, equi means equal and nox means night. The two time of in the year when day and night are equal length on 21st March and 23rd 23rd of September. There is written 23rd of September. I hope you understood these question answer. Write them on your neat copy in a very good way. And the next page, we have work page. Match the following words with their meanings. Match the following words with their meaning. You know these things already. Just check your ability, whatever that you understand. Look, this one, first word, astronaut. You know those people who go into the space in space ships called astronauts. See the arrow, where the arrow goes, a person trained to travel in a spacecraft called astronauts. The second one, revolution. Revolution. The last one, a circular movement around another object. A circular movement around another object. Like Earth. Orbit. Number third, the path of the planet. The path of the planet. These are the invisible and imaginary lines around the sun. Fourth one, axis. An imaginary lines through the center of the earth. An imaginary line through the center of the earth called axis. Equator. Number fifth, an imaginary line around the middle of the earth is called equator. Hemisphere, half of the earth. Half of the earth. Equinox, like this one, half of the earth. You can see that one in the picture easily, half of the earth. Equinox, when days and night are of equal length, called equinox. Down a second one, B, write these words in the correct spaces on the diagram, like this one, northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere, north pole, south pole, equator, and axis. See this one. Number one, this side, it is called axis. Here we can write this one, axis. And the second one, you know, our earth has two poles, north pole and south pole. Up over there, this is called north pole, and down south pole, down south pole. And in the middle, we have an imaginary line. It is called, you know, equator. And these are the half parts, which is northern hemisphere here, and the down southern hemisphere. These are the answers. See this one in a good way. I repeat, astronauts, a person trained to travel in a spacecraft. Second one, revolution, a circular movement around another object. Third one, orbit, the path of the planet. Fourth, axis, an imaginary line through the center of the earth. Fifth one, equator, an imaginary line around the middle of the earth. Number 6, hemisphere, half of the earth. And the last one, equinox, when days and nights are of equal length. See this one? I repeat this one again. Axis, second one North Pole, third one Northern Hemisphere, and in the center we have equator, down Southern Hemisphere, and the last one South Pole. I do hope you understood this lecture. Please kindly write these exercises on your neat copy. I wish you good luck, all the best. Try to learn these questions and answer by heart and write them on your neat copies. Allah Hafiz.